everybody, and welcome to another episode of Three Dads and a Console. We know not every dad can stay up to date on the latest and greatest in video game news that you need to know about, so we are here to do it for you. And remember that this show, for the love of God, is kid-friendly.
True.
So no earmuffs are needed. Now with the show, I'm one of your hosts, Wabba Plays. Alongside, I didn't think of an intro, Pez.
Hey, what's up, Wabba Plays? How's it going?
Good. That's what happens when I show up 1 minute late. Luckily, we're not live. And it's just
lucky,
you and I.
You're lucky Court's not here, dude. He'd be shredding you.
Gotten grilled.
He'd be shredding you like pulled pork, my guy. You'd be ripped and tipped up and down.
I am one bag of goldfish away from just the trifecta of annoying you, both of you.
Just getting thrown off the podcast forever.
I show up late / unprepared, but that's a given. I bring a soda, so it's like, and then I bring goldfish, the crunchy snackies.
Crinkle. Audio listeners in shambles.
Like, what's your guy problem? Like,
unbelievable.
Well, what can I do? So at least I, two or three.
So
so yeah, it's just Pez and I. But we do have a lot to talk about. Today we're going to talk about upcoming PAX and exactly what we have booked and planned, which is very exciting. And also some games that we've been playing, because we have been playing games and it's not NHL or MLB, which is crazy. So, but before we get into that, what's been new? What's been going on this week?
You know what the wife and I did on Sunday? We went on a day date into Boston and saw the Book of Mormon.
Oh, that must have been nice to learn about, another people's religion, and it must have been very wholesome, right?
It was very, very wholesome, very informative, very PC. For those who are blissfully unaware, the Book of Mormon,
you do not want spoilies on this,
I'm not going to spoil anything.
Okay.
The Book of Mormon is written by Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the creators of South Park. So it is everything that you would expect. If you have ever seen their Mormon South Park episode, there you go. It is more of that. It was phenomenal. Her and I have never seen it. So it was our first time. My friend John, ex Days of Yore writer, was like, it's the best musical I've ever seen. We've seen a ton of them over there. And we laughed, and she gasped and gasped. And it is shocking, and it is funny, and it is a little sad at points. And the guy who plays Elder Cunningham,
yes,
it was his professional debut in touring, and he was exceptional. Like, he was so good. The cast was great. The music's great. And again, like, for the 2.5 hours of runtime, we just laughed our butts off, and it was phenomenal. So if you can go see it, I recommend it. Obviously, you don't have to see the Broadway version, but like, I'm sure like Josh Gad playing Elder Cunningham like crushed it, right? But it was so good, and I highly recommend it without going into anything. It's funny because as we were driving home, the opening narration is a recording of Trey Parker, and we're driving home. My wife's like, "Why did Jesus sound like Cartman?" And I was like, "Dude, because it's Trey Parker, man. Like, that's the voice he was doing to make it funny." It was really, really good. It was really good.
My brother-in-law got us all tickets to see, and I didn't know anything going into it. And it just, like, I've seen like a lot of like plays and musicals and stuff like that, but rarely have I gone into it not knowing anything. And there were parts where just you groan because you know what's coming next, or like you're like, oh, like literally like hand over mouth, like gasp.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could not believe it. Is so funny. And it's funny that you got to see like this weekend, because I started actually in the past few weeks revisited it on like Spotify, like driving to and from work, because that's how good the music. Like, I know they do South Park, but like unironically, they do so well when they're given like these like theater type songs. I mean, you saw it in the South Park movie. I mean, they nominated? Did they win for Blame Canada?
Yes.
Yeah, and they had that one song, the medley song, which is like legit.
I mean, Book of Mormon won a Tony for Best Musical. It's like,
it's unreal.
It's really, really good. And I like to go into my I like to go into my musicals not knowing anything about it. So like we saw Beetlejuice, I don't know anything about it. I mean, obviously you know the story, but like you don't listen to the songs. The only
Yeah.
songs I listened to ahead of time was Hamilton, and that's because a friend was like, they
You
rap
had to.
really, really fast, so you should listen to it ahead of time so you can pick up on it. But other than that, like I love going in blind. So with this one, my friend John was like, "Oh, listen," and I was like, "No, don't tell me anything. I don't want to know anything. We're gonna go in blind." So it was a great little date because we went into, we do the 1 o'clock Sunday show because we never know the Saturday schedule. And then it's like, who wants to go in on like Sunday at 7 or whatever the next show is? So it's like, we'll hit the 1 o'clock show. If we feel like getting lunch, there's a hot pot place right down the street. Get some nice hot pot. If we don't, in and out, home by 4:30, living the dream, having a great time. So Book
Where
of
was it at?
Mormon, wonderful.
Where was it at?
It was at the Boston Opera House. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, so what a great place to see a show. And we had great seats. They weren't that expensive. I think total paid maybe like, 250 for 2 seats in the mezzanine, second row, aisle seats, obviously for your boy here. And just,
Cool.
we had a great time. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you? What'd you get after this weekend?
I don't remember.
Great. Good
content.
podcast, everybody.
No, actually, right. I actually
don't know.
played a video game.
Ooh. Before you go into that, any yard sales? Of course not here, so I love the yard sale talk. So I want to know what Nana gave up for $2 that you're gonna flip for 800 times that price.
I will say I have a lot of tools next to me, and those were given to me for free. I'm helping my wife's family, make some space in some folks' homes. I don't know what this stuff is. Okay. But I have like DeWalt. I have things in metal containers. I don't know what they are. I tested an angle grinder, and I almost freaked out because that thing turns on and it's like that thing's spinning. Okay, I don't use tools. All right, I don't make things. All right, I don't get it. I get even. That's it. I don't know this stuff.
Is money.
But true. But why I wanted to take a look is I have lawn darts in the box. They look unused. I cannot sell them on eBay.
Why not? Because
they do not allow it.
Oh, are they? Is it like the old ones? They're considered weapons or whatever. Or interesting.
Yeah, the box goes for 200. So I'm hoping to find someone who wants to do like a 300 cash deal.
That's crazy.
I have old Lincoln logs, like originals, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like it's crazy. I found a frisbee from 1990, brand new in the package.
What?
It's like a $60 frisbee.
Is this just like hanging at your wife's family's like basement?
Yeah, and so I also found some lawn chairs. You know, like the foldable like lawn chairs. They were like jelly. They were kind of like plasticky.
Yes.
So they folded into thirds. So they had one like that. It needs to be wiped down. I'm not wiping it down. I'm going to sell it. That's an easy 80. And my goal is by like 4th of July to be able to liquidate some of this stuff. Tools should go very easily. I'm out of eBay listings this month. So I have to wait till tomorrow.
Dang.
But I know, right? But I'm gonna list them on like Facebook and stuff like that, and I'm hoping to just roll up with like a wad of cash. Cool. I told him I have to take out like fees and taxes and stuff like that, which is like a maybe like 30% if I go online. But my goal is to roll up with some cash and say they've done a lot for me. So literally the least I can do. I can't build stuff. I can't help move things. I'm not an outdoorsy person, so I can't like help with that stuff. But what I can do is commerce and dealing with people and making deals. And I'm happy to be able to do something like this. It's nice. It's fun.
So, is there any are you selling this for them, or are you just selling it? Okay, all right.
I'm not taking any money on this. I
was wondering, Wabba, if compensation is not guaranteed.
Oh, that's a good one. Good segue. Oh, but before I found 2 things I want to highlight. One is a Razer phone.
An old Motorola one?
I got it in a dumpy, not a good dump, a bad dump estate sale where the basement was musty. I
Ooh.
found it in the basement with the charger. It works. It's a nostalgic mind blow. It goes for like 30 to 40. It's wild. And my other favorite thing that I found is a fan favorite VHS copy of Muzzy, but it's Italian. So
Man.
these kids aren't Italian, they're American.
It's we large movie.
That's right. And dude, I need to load. I need to load. So I have something that I have a TV that plays VHSs. I'm selling it. I need to throw those Muzzies in there and just experience the 90s.
Yes, you do.
So look for that on Three Dads Pod on Twitter or whatever. So those were it. But
Unbelievable.
like you said, with yard sales, the compensation's never guaranteed. And it isn't in this game. So the reason why we're not live is because we want to wait to be able to cover compensation not guaranteed. It's from our friends at Toge. It is a game that they've shown during like their birthday event and stuff like that. And I appreciate them giving me the chance to preview the demo. I'm assuming this demo is going to be at PAX, so I'm excited. Not, instead of playing the demo, to be able to talk about it. This game rules. This game's great. It was different than what I thought it would be based on the trailers and stuff, in a good way. So basically, it's part visual novel, but I'm gonna say it right now, it's Papers, Please.
Oh,
yes. We all love Papers, Please.
Yes. Okay, great. I'm in. Your boy's in.
Except,
I mean, we'll play it next week, but I'm in.
Dude, except instead of like the Eastern Bloc, it's animals, and it's like Southeast Asia, our style. It's great. So you go in. Basically, what happens is the government is trying to rebuild a country, forming the government. There's challenges. People need to have trust in the government. They need to be able to do the things that they need to do. There's all the tutorials. Like there's a bunch of rundown like places, and basically the goal is to buy people out of their homes. If they have the deed and all their paperwork matches up, you're going to give them money, and they can use that for whatever they need. If people are forging documents, or if their documents are incomplete, you obviously deny them. So, kind of like Papers, Please. Catch. You're going to have a budget and different districts, and you're going to get graded on that. So like, even if so-and-so has a thing and they're old and they can't send it, you have to now make that moral decision.
So let's say District A, you need to earn 100,000 or something per district, or you can only spend so much, or
you can only spend so much. So let's say you can only buy 3 people out, and there's 4 people, and they all have good stories. It's not just look at their documents. You interview them. You learn about them. They give you some reasons. A lot of times they're pissed because they want to get bought out. One of the examples, someone had a bite taken out of their license because of a fight that happened last night, between cats and dogs. These are animal people. Or an old woman who forgets to update a letter on an address. You do not get a second chance with these folks. You are buying it out. You have to make a decision. Do you be lenient or do you not? So it's instead of just having this gameplay loop like Papers, Please, where it's like, oh, watch out for the people who are lying. It's also this narrative of, do you follow the rules to a T or do you help others? Because even buying out these places will make room for progress. These rundown shops are going to become a government building. But you want people to trust the government, and if you deny a lot of people, they're just not going to trust you guys. They're just going to think it's eminent domain.
Wow.
And I got all that from a demo. So it's cool. It's really a game right up my alley. I am gonna have a written review on 3dadsconsole.com. But yeah, it's a different take on it. Instead of just being oh, it's wrong, deny, you can call it out and be what's going on with this.
How long did you play that? How long was the demo?
So the demo takes you through a tutorial where a lovely seahorse who has a baby, which the writing is very funny, gives you kind of a run through. So you get the tutorial level, which kind of teaches, he walks you through 3, and then you take over somebody's district while they go on leave or something. So there's 4, and you can't fail that one. And then after that, it ends. So the demo probably took me about an hour and a half.
Wow.
But it's great.
Is there a release date for this yet?
There should be, and I should have that in front of me. Okay. We are all prepared. We are all prepared. We are so prepared. We are all prepared. We are prepared.
All this says is wish list on Steam. I'll check Steam while we can.
It says coming soon. Coming soon on Steam. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out next week because I'm going to ask them when do I get to play this. This game is terrific. It is the exact. It's a mix of visual novel plus like as soon as they said like you get a budget, I'm like let's go.
My man was all in.
Love this.
All in.
So yeah, but there is going to be a free demo on Steam starting tomorrow. So please go try it out yourself.
Fun.
It's part of the Digital Narrative Games Festival Ludo Naracon. So this is pretty cool. So yeah, it's like why not? Like these folks are great. And it's from a team called Project Lunch. They're a small indie team in Singapore. And yeah, it's I mean you can definitely see the influence with like the addresses and like some of the different documents and the art style. Love it.
Which again, support your indie games and indie publishers, please and thank you.
Right. So speaking of that, we are going to go support our indie publishers next week at PAX.
Dude, we have our schedule is quickly becoming full and it's very exciting. This actually might be the most like the fullest schedule we have had so far.
I think it's because we kind of know what we're doing now.
Yeah. Now that we're like 2 years into it.
Yeah.
We kind of understand how to do this. not just run up to some guy and be like, hey, stick a mic in his face. You got 5 minutes for 2 bozos
with a mask on. Hey, can we talk to you about the game?
Just 2 Kennys from South Park.
Like Kenny. So, yeah, I mean, so we talked about kind of our experience at PAX. Today we kind of want to share our schedule with you and what to expect. Also, check these games out. This is including but not limited to.
True. Because our schedule is not full yet. And we're still reaching out to people. They're still reaching out to us. We just talked to somebody who has a slate of like 6 games that they're bringing. And we signed up for 3 of them and interviews. And so even by the time this podcast comes out, our schedule will have changed or whatever. But so far, this is what we have booked. This doesn't even count Friday when we're going to go gallivanting and hanging out with people or whatever. This is just like Thursday. This is our Thursday work day. Because
Thursday.
For those uninitiated, I know we've talked about it before, but Thursday, if you're a media creator, Thursday is your day because it is dead. In the terms of a convention, it is dead. And for us, that's great because we're local. So we can do all this stuff all day and not have to worry about the rush of Friday, the super busy Saturdays, and then, having to do a convention on Sunday the day before you go to work. So this is like Thursday for us. Thursday is the work day.
I also like Thursday because it's the first day. People are energized. Towards Sunday, I imagine people are exhausted.
Have to be 4 days of just like presenting and talking and
getting the same questions. And that's got to be.
Selling is tiring. Right? Like you put a lot of energy into selling yourself and your game and, you're up against, Daruma Games who is making Soulmates is up against Larian, is up against Gearbox all of a sudden is going to show up at some point. They're up against Pokemon. Like they're up against all these. And these are just ones that we know about. Like all the time you walk on the floor and you're like, oh my God, I didn't know these guys were here and these guys were here. So craziness.
So we can just walk you through some of the games that we're looking forward to, and we encourage you to look them up. Or don't, because we're going to tell you about them like in a few weeks.
Yep.
And we're going to have a lot of like videos and stuff like that. So first thing we're going to try to hit during the media hours, probably Larian and Pokemon. Pokemon, you can slide right into the line before it opens. It's great. And then we give ourselves an hour to just do whatever. First one up, the first one we made is Toge. We love them. They've got 3 games. They have I think like 5 or 6 games there, but there are 3 games that we're specifically interested in. There's Whisper Mountain Outbreak, which is a zombie game that I think has been getting a good amount of attention from them. It's very much a Pez game.
To play it.
I'll play it, but I feel like you'll be really into it. I'm more into like the narrative. I'm gonna be sad at the end. Games I think about with.
Yeah. I do like your sad games.
I'll tell them about how I texted you guys for the other folks, but there's one called Undusted Letters from the Past. Game looks super sad. and then compensation not guaranteed, which I'm very excited to talk to them about the demo. Like, hey, I played this. Now, you can try it out, which I think will be good unless you try it out beforehand. That way we don't have to like play it there. We can kind of play the other ones. But we're excited. We're hopefully going to be able to demo them and do an interview. Last year we kind of skipped the demos there because we had played the games already, and we got to interview the one of the heads of Mojiken on one of my favorite games that
The creator
almost destroyed me.
Space from the Unbound.
Literally, game destroyed me.
If it is
best game of the year.
If it is a Southeast Asian game with animals, Wabba's all in.
I just
Extra points if it's super sad.
Yeah. Also, that is now on iPhone as of like April. So if you want to like cry in public, go pick it up. That game's phenomenal. But yeah, I'm very excited to see them. They're very good to us. They're the community managers are very involved. Love them. Their games are terrific. So those are the three. Then I put optional lunch. I said eat food or don't. I'm not your dad, but we are three dads.
But we're not your dad.
No.
But for the right price, we could be.
Venmo at 3dad. Don't do that. We don't know them. Next one is one that you had reached out to. I think this might have been the first one you shared. It's called Nocturne, by Pezzy Studios. What made you so excited about this one?
Well, so it looks like kind of an amalgamation of all these games I like. So if you go on YouTube and you look at the trailer, it looks like there is a rhythm game aspect to it, which I know is right up your alley. Yep. I know it's right up your alley. It is pixel. It's like pixel sprites, which again, I love. And it's got this like fun overhead, also like this fun overhead view. And it looks like it might be turn-based combat as well. So I'm just very interested in how it all fits together because there are these little drips and drabs of things that sound like it's going to be really, really good.
Yeah.
So I saw it and I watched the YouTube trailer and I was like, yes, let's go talk to him. Let's go play it. Let's go check it out.
I'm glad you did. The rhythm game I think is really interesting. I think a lot of games do it. It looks like these folks do it really well. I haven't been able to beat up the best like rhythm game like pixel is Undertale. In a way, it's rhythmish. I mean, you have to, but this one looks really fun.
I mean, let's tick the boxes: rhythm combat, original RPG, or an RPG, original soundtrack. Like, come on, you can't go wrong with that. So, again, like, I'm totally willing to give it a shot.
Excellent. Another group we're going to be meeting with, which again, very thankful we were able to book this because this game looks sick. This is going to be fun with me, you, and your brother. Daruma Games Soulmates.
Yeah, I got a so this it kind of looks like a Among Us style type party game. And I saw it and was like, we have to play this because it seems like PAX tradition where we go in and we play one or two like team games. Last year it was Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and then and then on Friday, some people we played. What was that?
It was a wizard game. You get power-ups based on the amount of like kills you get. I remember I was leading in kills and then you won.
Yep. Oh, man.
Jerk.
I'll just
I'm actually gonna pull your pass.
But yeah, so I was like, this game looks again right up our alley. Little indie game, seems fun. Why not give it a shot? So we're gonna meet with them and interview the dev team. And I'm very excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah. Another one we're going to be meeting is with Tilt Games. It's called Hank Drowning on Dry Land, and this game basically Batman vibes. This looks sick.
And so what brought me to this was the email title literally said Batman Beyond inspired game, and I went, yep, all right, let's go play it. Who cares? Like, yes, I'm in 100%. Let's do it.
The art style looks so cool. Like, there are some like in the trailer where it's like, okay, you go left and right, but then like you're on like a cart and it's like this weird perspective change. Dude, visually this looks incredible. And like what I love too is like this is the first year I'm going into PAX where when it says, oh, it's PC only, I'm like, oh, let's go Steam Deck. Like,
that's right.
It's a whole different world. Not that before it was a showstopper, but I'm very much more inclined to be spending a lot of time with these, especially this Hank drowning on dry land, and I mean even the title, it like makes you want to just learn more. I think that one's gonna be very popular.
I agree. I'm really hyped to check it out. I really am.
Another one that I got an email on like the other day. It's called Cat Secretary, and I also saw on the PAX Reddit. I think the developer just posted a picture of him and his banner saying how excited he is to show off his first game, a Cat Secretary.
I can't wait.
Which, like stuff like that, like when we meet that person, how passionate they're gonna be and how excited it's like they're gonna be to like show their game. I don't know. That's kind of like my favorite part about PAX is like talking to folks like that. Basically, you are undercover at a job as a secretary. You are a cat. But then at night, there's like a mystery going on. The art style kind of looks like other cat games in the past, like Little Kitty, Big City, which I know just got like re-released on Steam. Or there was one, a Catastrophe or something like. They look like some different puzzles, but just seems like a really cute cat game with a plot, not just running around being a cat, but running around being a cat and also solving a mystery.
Yeah. You know what game I want to get on our schedule that I noticed last year and I know is coming this year? What was it? A Corgi's Cozy Hike? Remember that one?
Did we talk to them?
No,
yeah.
we didn't. We didn't talk to them last year. But that's a game I want us to be able to check out.
Let's reach out. I feel like I got a flyer from them where they said like every sale like goes towards like they donate towards like a corgi sanctuary or something. That'll be fun. Let's try to reach out to them. That's a good idea.
Let's do it.
Another one of the first ones that you shared is a game called Swap Meet. What caught your eye about this one?
It is a co-op roguelite. For those that don't know, I have a genre that I absolutely love. It's a roguelite, dude. Like you really cannot do roguelites bad. So I'm always down to check out more. And this one, it's got a great art style. I think it's a super small team over at One More Game. It just looks fun. And to me, like what the guy was talking about when it came to the game itself, he was like, this game is inspired by or for people who like things like comedy like Tim and Eric, Rick and Morty, and if you like games like Hades,
Invader Zim.
Yeah,
got a shout out too.
Invader
Love
Zim,
that show.
If you like games like Hades, like this will be right up your alley. So I went, you know what? Yes, all that is right up my alley. Like let's take a look. So we're gonna check it out.
In the trailer on their YouTube, so this is from One More Game. His name is Jamie Stormbreaker. By the way, like, is that his like Christian name?
We'll have to find out because if it is,
like, or is this like his? Well, is it? If his last name is Stormbreaker, he was built for this.
Yeah.
This nerd
Big
culture.
time.
So this is a game that if you're our demographic, you're gonna want to keep an eye on because he is literally standing in front of like a Spider-Man Venom and a vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pinball machine.
Yeah.
In the video.
Yeah.
Like that backdrop is literally like our childhood.
It's everything I want. It's everything I want. But yeah, I think it'll be, again, like we don't know if these games will be good or not, but you give them a shot based on what you perceive. And with this one, it was like, it ticks all the boxes in terms of things that I find appealing in video games. So why not?
And also too, it's I like that we have an opportunity to highlight this to like our community. I feel like we're not the biggest site, but we do have like a dedicated folk, who like to come back and generally trust what we say. Maybe not me.
No,
maybe
I
not
think
me.
they do.
But
I think they do. I mean, Space from the Unbound. It's a great game. It's not like you were saying it was terrible, because then you'd be lying.
People feared others when they spoke the truth. And then so we are still working to build up our Thursday schedule. So again, if there's any folks out there, listener, stumble across it next week, let us know. But then on Friday,
I am Can I
this is
preface
wild.
this with I am
Yes.
so interested. I don't know what to expect. I am so bleeping interested on this Friday, our one Friday appointment. Before we get into it, for those that don't know, Friday's the chill day. People from we have Twitch friends that come from out of state. That's when like we'll sit down and play board games and check out like
Corkinol.
Corkinol was so awesome. You
We
know,
spent 2
our
hours.
when our feet get tired, we go upstairs to the second floor and we play some like Sega Genesis games, and we just like it's the chill out day and really get to experience it without having to work. But you also flash the badge around, so you kind of get some perks. You know what I mean? That's how we do. And all of a sudden, we get an email that's just like, well, but you explain it because you'll do better at it.
So it's a riddle. So it says a quiet invitation for Wabba plays at PAX East. So this person's name is Will, and I'm assuming I can read this because it says I'm working with. Well, I'm going to read it. I'm working with a couple games that are being shown at PAX East this year, and one of them is being a bit mysterious. They don't want me to say exactly what it is or who's making, but instead they've asked me to send this note instead of a press release. So here it is. That line means to me I can read about it. But so here it is. It's a poem. Someone's left it on. There's a voice in the other room. You never hear the start. You always catch the middle. It's not your show, but it feels like it's trying to say something. You don't know who left it on, but it's been waiting for you. This seems interesting. Let me know, and I'll send a list of times. By the way, their times are booking up.
Yeah, like, I'm sure. We jumped.
Yeah, it was
in.
nuts. I think 18 minutes was all it took for me to check with you guys and then basically do that. Also too, so I don't know anything about this. It's from SnowRunner Productions. I don't know if that's the marketer or what it is. By the way, I don't know where this booth is. They're going to let us know on Thursday morning.
Yep. It's
I do not know. In the
so
schedule,
excited.
I put no idea. It's legit a mystery, but I'm intrigued. And the booth number is details morning on Thursday.
I'm so excited. Like this could be, who knows? This could be some Japanese rhythm game. This could be
please!
This could be some first person VR horror game. This could be literally anything. And I'm so excited because I read the email and I thought I was in wrestling. It's called ribbing someone, where like you're playing a joke on them. I thought someone was ribbing me because I got the same one, only with the names changed. And I was like, what is this? This doesn't make any sense. Who would send this out? So I like tossed it away because I was like, no. And then Wab was like, we should do this. And I was like, yes. Yes, we should.
Pez is very, he wants the details. But this was great.
We're going in blind, so screw it, man. And let's do it.
I'm excited. Speaking of which, I do know there are horror games there. Maybe we should kick the tires on that. If they're like some VR horror games.
I mean,
since you mentioned that.
Why not? My brother like loves that stuff. So he would also play it if we didn't want to experience the terror.
I don't. Oh my god. I'm like getting okay, maybe. We'll see. Maybe for the content. But yeah, so this is, I mean, I'm very excited about that. Like stuff like that is very fun. So that's what we're looking for. I mean, and then also too, you know, they just announced like the map and stuff like that. Jimmy Fund is up north. Jimmy Fund Let's Game. Very excited to be able to see them. They're gonna have some great folks. We can stop by and hopefully get an interview as well. I know a lot of you know our work, but we want to continue to amplify it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of charities though. Notice even Make a Wish, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, gonna be there. A lot of good charities. Like there's a whole charity row.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Which is great. And then also too, I saw like there's like college program booth or whatever. One of my favorite PAX games was called Netflix or Flicks and Chill, made by a student at one of their booths. I didn't do well at that game.
No,
surprise.
No chilling for you.
I ordered Netflix, but I did not chill.
There was no chilling.
To the shock of everyone. So that is our PAX list at this moment. So again, a lot of good things to look forward to. If you see anything that you are interested in as well, let us know in the comments below. You know, we'll check it out. We have a lot of time there, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And then they just announced, like Pez mentioned, like Gearbox may have a presence or something.
Gearbox is just like doing something.
Yeah,
like we
just
don't.
a little sneaky doodle.
They just said like Gearbox is going to be on the expo floor, but like there's no booth. They haven't said what they're doing. Like we don't know if we can get time with them. Like no one has any idea. I mean, you know it's going to be something about Borderlands 4 because they just pushed the date up to September 12th, their release date. So obviously it'll be something to do with that, but no idea because you know what? Gearbox, shout out to Gearbox. Every year they were there, they did something cool. Like they would do their theater, like their stage show or whatever. And then they'd be like, look under your seats. And all of a sudden it's codes for like Borderlands 1 and 2 remastered or like Tiny Tina's Wonderland or whatever. And Wabba got a full poster signed by the whole studio that's currently hanging up in my hallway.
That was awesome. Yeah, I
that
got
was
to
the
go to
COVID
like
year.
something.
That was the year my whole family got COVID, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that to people.
It was a fun experience. I got to I got to get a Tiny Tina poster signed by that whole crew, and I got a picture with God, what's his name? He leads it. Name escapes me. Yes, I have a photo with him. It was very cool. But a guy was for like early in line, so I asked because he probably got sick of doing that. Very kind person. So yeah, I love stuff like
Greg
that.
Miller's gonna be there.
So I was going through, so my phone is full, so I've had to delete a lot of photos, not like of my kid, but like product photos and stuff. And I made my way to like that PAX, where I do have photos with him beardless. We all were.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
So I, when my first year I went because someone that my wife knew at work, her husband couldn't go. So I got tickets for like $60 or something because he just needed to get rid of them. It was awesome. So I went because I Kind of Funny. It was kind of my first. It was IGN and then Kind of Funny, and I got to. I went to an IGN panel and they were there. So Tim and Greg sat right behind me. They're very kind. I got to get a picture with them, and then I got to meet Tim, and it was cool. Like I don't know. It was a kind of, and I saw like Brian Altano like on the floor, and I remember like I've come through the Comedy Button, which was like another podcast he did with some of his friends. Well, friends, like other IGN employees. And I remember I said like, "Hey, I just want to thank you." He goes, "No, thank you so much for listening." I'm like, who said like
what a nice young man, as well
like
would say.
That was and two, like again, we're not big potatoes, but like it is very flattering that people do want like us and do want to see us, and I kind of understand now being on this side of things a little bit, as small as that experience may be.
Yeah,
like what was meant by that. Because it is very cool sometimes, or like like we're going to things like this, people like, hey, like, can we hang out? Like, me,
yeah, like they want to hang out with us, dude.
Like what? Like like
two freaking nerds, two dorks.
What? And people ask me, hey, what are you doing that night? No, my answer is,
I don't know.
Aspes.
There you go. What are we doing that night? No, Aspes.
You think I run my social life?
I run it, baby.
I have a Pezzy and I have a wife. That's all I like.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Like I don't run my life.
And your wife has my wife, and that's all they need. So they don't bother us.
Let's go. So yeah, looking forward to PAX. More to come. And yeah, any other final thoughts on PAX? We should look at that horror game.
I can't wait.
Oh, the last one I want to talk about is Soft Source, who reached out to us. You alluded to it before.
Yes.
Again, very flattering for us. So they say, hey, Pez brother, Court, and Wabba Plays. First off, they didn't use my government name. I love them. Also, too, they did put your brother second. Kind of offended.
They don't know who he is. I mean, it doesn't matter. They went with
your brother's literally the console of this podcast.
Listen, they went with A1 since day one, and that's all that matters.
It's not even alphabetical because Court would have been first.
I know. They just said, let's start with the best and follow up with the rest.
A bunch of bums at the end. So again, this is from Nadalyn over at Soft Source. Again, another publisher who's going to be there. And they said that we're headed, and they want to reach out again. I'm not here to like be like, oh, look at but like they said, they're looking for people who support indie games, especially since you've covered titles I've been liking recently. After Love EP.
Yep.
Do you know how flattering it is when someone reaches out and said, "Hey, I love that game, by the way. We saw your article. We heard your content about a game that I love, and you might be a good fit for some of our stuff." Like
That's great.
That's happened a handful of times, and I can remember. And I remember there was a game Cabaret on Xbox. They were like, "Hey, we saw what you did with the first Space for Unbound. We're also a Southeast Asian like visual novel company. Like, it's cool that people like read our stuff and they reach out saying, "Hey, we might be a good fit." So they've got 6 titles. I sent to Pez, hey, if you check out these games, if you don't, if they're not a good fit, I'm gonna go see them on Friday because 2 of these are Sad Boy games. And Pez immediately goes, "No, I want to play Bloodbreaker Labyrinth of the Witch."
Dude, I can't wait. It reminds me, for the folks out there, they said it's very heavily inspired by Castlevania, which if you look at the trailer, it definitely is. But I got a big bang of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night off of it. And for those that have never played Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, it's like the guy that made the original Castlevania. I forget his name. He made those. And so it's again is like a Metroidvania roguelite. Hello. I have a type. My friends. I have a type. And so I was like, yep, sign us up for that one. I'll play that one day and night.
I love it. I mean, the descriptions that were given to us are so good. Like I feel like I didn't even need to like look at the Steam pages.
Nope.
But the one I'm excited for is the title. As I Began to Dream, stunning hand-drawn puzzle platformer, dreamy visuals, and a heartfelt tale about grief and loss. Whoa. I'm in. And then there's one called Kajora, beautifully hand-drawn puzzle adventure, Studio Ghibli with a Southeast Asian touch. There's also one I thought would be cool. There's one called Midnight Dreams. It's a psychological horror happening inside the young boy who has autism. I feel like that's gonna have some sort of interesting twist.
Yeah.
The art style is very creepy, as it's meant to be. So, and there's also one called The Fractured Shimmer. It's this 2.5 pixel art horror, super sad, lonely protagonist, creepy clock mansion. So it reminds me a lot of Resident Evil combined with the other Toge Bonson Knights. There we go. So, yeah. So I'm excited. Hope we'll definitely be stopping by there. But again, it's very flattering when someone's like, "I've seen something you did and made."
Yeah, and we really liked it because usually it's like, "Hey, I saw that." Period, and that's it.
That was an article that was online.
Yep. I mean, it's like you put the work in, and you really. People don't pay enough attention to indie games. So when someone is like paying attention to them, and really I think we kind of found our niche here because everyone covers NHL, MLB The Show, Baldur's Gate, like everyone covers all these, but like who's going to cover Nocturna or Bloodbreaker or whatever? Like not many people, if anyone. And we, thankfully, luckily we have somewhat of an audience and thousands of Twitter followers that listen to our garbage for some reason, and they will like check this out because they also like indie games and they also trust us in our reviews, because if something's not good, we'll tell you it's not good, but we'll tell you why we didn't like it and then allow you to make your own choices.
Yeah.
So
I think rarely do we say don't play that game. I definitely said don't play Cyberpunk and I was wrong. But like I think rarely there's a game where like don't even
No, I mean,
go for it unless it's based on price.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of times where like this is a good game, but play it at 35% off or 50% off or whatever, because I don't think it's $30 or $60 or whatever. So again, we're just very open because we don't have sponsors. You've never heard us say like, "Ooh, go to 3Dad, like put 3Dads in the coupon code and say 5%." We don't have sponsors.
You're so lucky. You're so lucky. I don't put my own coupon codes.
We don't. Here. Yeah, go to SeatGeek and coupon code Wabba and get 20% off. But like we don't have to answer to any like podcast network. We don't have to answer to any sponsors. Like we do this to have fun and because we love video games and we like each other. So we'll tell you about the games and we'll tell you if they're good or not and if you should play them or not. And we have a slant where we tell you if your kids can play them. And that's important because when we were little kids playing Mario 3 or when Wabba was a little kid playing like, I don't know what he played as a little kid. He was like a
I
little
played.
kid.
I played for keeps.
He was like a little kid in 2000, so whatever those games were, like I don't know, Mario Sunshine or whatever.
No. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I needed that.
on the GameCube, as you held that thing by its handle,
By
and
the handle.
beat people with it, and you would not break because that thing was just a rock of a console. It's important because like you don't want your kid. You probably don't want your kid out there playing like Friday the 13th or
Don't want to play Call of Duty.
Get
them off. Get them off Fortnite too while you're at it.
You want them to play Fortnite, like fine. Get them off Call of Duty. They don't need people like me playing with them because here's a fun story before we transition to something else. My nephew is now a gamer and he plays Spider-Man and he plays Fortnite and he plays Roblox, and he was saying to his mom, my sister, he was like, "Mom, I really want to, my friends have a Discord server and I really want Discord." She was like, "I don't know what that is. And let me ask your uncle." So he's like, "Uncle Greg, Uncle Greg, Mom's going to ask you about Discord. You should say yes." And I was like, "Bro, absolutely not."
No.
And he was like, "Why? Uncle Greg, why? Why not? It's my friend's." I was like, "Because people like me are on Discord. And when we're in community voice chats and little kids come in, we ban them."
Yes.
And I said, because they should not be in Discord phone calls or voice chats where you can screen share with adults. I said, so no, you cannot have that. And he is so like, we try not to gatekeep for kids, but like you should know if your kid can play this game because kids will lie to you. Kids will get their memas and nannas to go into GameStop and get GTA 5.
Grand Theft Auto, what does that mean? Oh, it's civil service, the game.
Yeah, and the guy's like, "You really want your kid, like your grandkid, playing this?" And then the kid gets all pissy because it's like a M-rated game. And he's like, "Oh,
Schedule 1 is about school and going to your class.
Schedule 1's about school. It's about botany.
It's about entrepreneurship."
It's like unbelievable, dude. Kids will lie about anything. So,
oh my gosh,
that's kind of a slant that we also look at. It's like, can your kid play this? Because if I wasn't a gamer and my kid was, I would want to know if that's something they could play without me having to invest 30 hours to play it.
Mm-hmm. Well, go be safe. Go play an outright game. Love them.
Or go on an expedition. In Expedition 33, my friends. Because that's what I did this weekend. Now, I am not very far into this game, but let's first talk about the studio. So the studio of Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, is an offshoot of Ubisoft. So it is Ubisoft, it is ex-Ubisoft devs who aren't beholden to make Ubisoft slop games anymore for shareholders. And because you know what? Court's not here. Some of those games are kind of slop and it's annoying. And I don't care.
I would say the two I played are very good.
No, some of them are very good. Some of them are not. And like that's just like, it's like Ubisoft is like EA, right? Like big studios sometimes have great games and sometimes have horrible games. Like it is what it is. But they are I guess AA indie publisher. I guess they're probably indie publishers even though they've worked in games before. I don't know. I don't know how you quantify that. I don't care. That's an episode. That's for another episode. But this game had the best opening since Bioshock. Okay. It is, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it is set in France. It is set in the city of Lumiere. Immediately off the bat, the voice acting is phenomenal. So Gustav, the main character, voiced by Charlie Cox, best known as Daredevil.
What?
Yep.
Okay.
I had trouble like pronouncing her name. I think it's just Mally, Maelle. I don't know, some French name. Voiced by Jennifer English, aka. Continue. You can roast me right now. Go ahead. You have the face.
You should probably buy my copies of Muzzy.
I probably should. But these children aren't French; they're American. Voiced by Jennifer English, aka the voice actress for Shadowheart and Baldur's Gate 3. Ben Starr is in it. Andy Serkis is in it. And I haven't like met those characters yet, but I was so intrigued by English and Cox that I was like, I have to look up who else is in this game, because right off the bat, they absolutely smash it.
I'm sure Andy Serkis is very good in video games.
Very
He carried, was it Ninja Theory?
very
I
good.
think he part owns it too. Amazing.
So this game opens up. You start as Gustav. You know, you learn some of the combat. The combat is it is a turn-based. It's turn-based combat, but not in like a BG3 style. More of like a new Final Fantasy style where you can still dodge and parry in real time, like as they're attacking you. So the dodge mechanic is very easy. The parry system is the window is very small, and so I'm still learning that because, excuse me, as you parry, if you successfully parry all these attacks, it then opens up for a counter attack and you do damage. And part of this is every character has like skills and then obviously their attack. And these skills are all built up using, AP attack points or whatever it's called. And as you do attacks and you dodge and you count and you parry, you grow you get all these AP points, and then you unleash all these insane skills, and really cool. So you go through that tutorial, and then all of a sudden you're in this beautiful yet like rundown city, and there are just red and white flowers everywhere because this is the Gomich. Now it doesn't unknown what really that is, but you meet this woman, Sophia, who apparently this woman and your main character have had a relationship before that is no longer a relationship. And the two of you are walking through this city and you're talking to people, and the writing is very crisp and deep, and it really does a good job explaining what this whole day, this Gomich day is. And you learn about the Paintress. So the Paintress is like this god of this world, and every year the Paintress will show up and change the expedition number. So on this big clock tower is 34, and then it changes to 33. And when that happens, everyone, or what you're led to believe is, everyone who is wearing a veil of flowers around their neck turns into dust. And it's unknown if they die, or I don't know. I don't know because I didn't get that far. The interaction between Sophia and Gustav got me emotional. When she like, she's wearing this veil of flowers, so you know what's going to happen. And I sat there and was just like, oh my God. Like, what is this salty discharge coming from my eyes? I do not understand what these emotions are inside of me. And it was the first time I left an hour of a game in absolute awe since the original Bioshock. When you go in and you go into your sphere and you go down into Rapture and you see the banner and you have the statue and you're just like, oh my God, this is what I took this away, and I cannot wait to play more because it just looks really good. The combat seems really satisfying, and the writing was exceptional. It made you care about characters you don't even know. And it goes into like backstory, and they do a good job drip feeding relationships that you have with like your expedition team and where you sit with all them. And it's just wonderful. And so I'm really excited to play more of it. It is on Game Pass if you have it. I think it's $50 on Steam. Not Steam Deck, not good on the Steam Deck, I heard.
This is a console game. That's fair.
But yeah, and they say like you should play with a controller. It says right when you load it up. This game is best played with controller, and I was like, love that. Thank you for that. Highly recommended in like the 2 hours I played it, because it made me feel something. And when games can make you feel something other than rage, it's like, yes, like that is that is why we play video games, right? To have experiences where, much like Wabba in his sad games, where you can connect with something and it can make you feel certain ways. And that game did it. And I don't know why. But it was like it pulled at my heartstrings and I was like, I want more. I want more of it, and I'm in. So that was my 2-hour experience with Expedition 33. And right away, I was like, I would recommend this to anybody because of that opening.
That's awesome. I legit just looked to go buy it. Interesting fact. It is temporarily out of stock physical most places.
I mean, it is.
This game is selling way better than I think they thought it would.
It is currently like a 92 on Metacritic.
And they have like all these things. It's
even crazier. Okay, 92 on Metacritic. Let's talk about the user score. Wabba, if you could think, what is the user score for this game?
So 97 is, I'm going to say 92.
It's a 92 on Metacritic.
I said that.
92 on Metacritic. What is the user score? What did the users...
Oh, the users are going to be higher than the thing. So let's say 95.
9.7 out of 10. It is the highest user score game in Metacritic's history. And there is, this is based on 5,239 user reviews. Now, for those who know about user reviews on Metacritic, they're usually the other way around because users are absolute jerks.
True.
They have rated this game 9.7 out of 10. It is just blowing up. And the funny thing is it released the same day as Oblivion, the Oblivion remaster, and people were like, game's dead. No one's going to play it. And it is crushing right now.
This is what, so, I mean, because I like looking online at this up. Temporary out of stock on Amazon. God, the closest place it is to me in physical location at Best Buy is in Georgia. Kind of far. It is out of stock, not available on GameStop, and also on eBay. It's selling. A new other just sold for $102. The Lumiere edition, brand new, sold for $225. The Clair Obscur Expedition Collector's Edition GameStop exclusive sold for $624. These new copies are selling for like $85, and the special like the collector's edition is like $500 to $600. This is wild. This close on a brand new IP, that things are selling this high. I don't know if it's people getting wrapped up in the hype or this is like another I have to get this. I mean, like even from a collector's standpoint, I have to get a physical copy. $100. What the F? Oh, by the way, comparison, Concord is $17. F them.
5 minutes ago on Steam charts, 5 minutes ago, there's 66,000 people playing this game. Pretty good. All-time peak of 120,000 people just on Steam. 24-hour peak of 90,000 people playing that game. And that doesn't count Game Pass subscriptions. That doesn't count PS5s. That doesn't count any of that garbage. Just on Steam. You know, right now there's, again, 60,000 people playing it.
You cannot buy this. The listings are getting scooped up.
Yeah.
$85.
It is. The hype for this game is real. And from what I've played, and my friends are, you know, the group chat is blowing up. They keep talking about it. And I'm like, guys, shut your mouths. Take it offline because I'm playing it right now. People are absolutely going bananas for this game.
I have to get my hands on a copy. Whip. So thank you for bringing that up. And also don't take my copies.
I won't.
They're for me, not for you.
Yeah, listener.
What else do we talked about a lot of stuff. Also, by the way, PlayStation is giving out free drugs on PS Plus this month.
Yep.
So look forward to that.
Inject yourself free with drugs. Some Balatro.
Balatro, by the way, made famous by Black Mirror. Did you see that?
No.
There's an episode of Black Mirror where someone's just playing it.
Really?
Which is weird. Like Balatro was canon to whatever universe that is.
Amazing.
But yeah,
go
we
play
want to share that.
Balatro. If you don't know if you'll like it, check out 3dadsconsole.com. You can check out my review where I said it's going to be indie game of the year in 2024. Was I right?
Big Shocker was.
Yes.
Europe. Also, one thing I want to highlight is Golden Week is very soon. You're going to be getting a lot of good sales. There are some good sales coming up from Sega. There is a bundle for Persona 3 and for Metaphor ReFantasio. That is one of my favorite games. It's $70. Well, $69.54. Nice. Check out Metaphor. All the Persona games are on sale. Get with it. And also, there's a Hatsune Miku game on sale that I'm going to buy for the Steam Deck. Hatsune Miku Project Diva Mega Mix Plus, because Mega Mix wasn't good on its own.
Nope, but if you plus it, it'll be better.
In there like swimwear. Let's go. Any final thought? Oh yeah, like I said before, Conquered. Remember how people were like buying it and selling it for like $100 when the game went out?
Unbelievable.
I had to because it showed up and think $17.97, $25 brand new.
You hit that buy now button.
This game is literally worthless once again. It had its time, so I don't think Expedition will have the same type of curve, but it's interesting to see how something that people thought was collectible ended up being.
Yep. Europe.
Exactly. It was what we thought it was.
Yeah. Yep. Can't wait for more crappy hero team shooters that no one's gonna play.
I sold a 20-year-old Wii game for more than what you can buy this for new.
Which game was it?
Mario Party 8.
Sheesh, that game's awful.
Maybe someone bought it like for their kid's birthday or something.
Oh my god, what a horrible birthday gift, dude.
It's
Mario Party 8, one of the worst Mario parties that you can play. Unbelievable.
I'm just
what a horrible parent.
I'm just Schedule 1, the person. What do you want from me? Schedule 1, the eBay. Any final thoughts for the folks before we say goodbye for this week?
No.
Oh.
Actually, yes. Play Balatro and Expedition 33.
I'm shocked. I need to go literally find that. Folks, I don't know if we're going to be live next week. If we are, stay tuned. And if we're not, check us on Twitter. We will be posting a lot because we're going to be there in action.
If a good place to find out if we'll be live next week is 3dadspod over on x.com.
X.com. I still call it Twitter. And so does everybody else. Crazy rebrand.
And also go Celtics.
They're so good. They're so good, and I don't even care.
No, they're so good. I'm not ready to change
go Panthers tonight.
I'm not ready to change my flag out to a Pirates flag. So go Celtics.
Don't do that to yourself.
I mean, if they go until the end of June, I might just put my Bills flag up and call it a day. But you never know. You never know.
Soon enough. But folks, if you are going to PAX once again, please reach out to us at 3dadspod on Twitter, or me. Pez isn't on Twitter anymore. We'd love to see you. We'd love to meet you. And yeah, if you have a game and you're showcasing it there, definitely reach out to us. We're excited to meet all of you. All that fun stuff.
Absolutely.
This is gonna be sick. I'm so hype. I'm so excited.
So excited. So excited.
I have to charge all the equipment and take inventory.
Yeah, I have to. I'll take care of that next week. That's next week's Pezzy's problem.
And hopefully tomorrow, our friends at Jimmy Fund Let's Game, we'll be having some content about them. So, yeah, if you're hopefully I'll be seeing you there. But if not, I'll be posting about it. So, we will be doing a draw for that again this year. If you are a streamer, content creator, or you're passionate about fundraising, you want to get involved in 3Dad's team, definitely reach out. I think we can build a page soon and start getting people on the team.
Come on, your boy's coming back to Twitch for it.
Return of the King.
Don't worry, we'll talk more about that when we get closer.
Oh my gosh, dude, we need to start getting prizes now.
I'm working on it.
I'm just because if it's like last time.
Do you want to know what before I'm going to leave everybody with this? One of my goals, I'm not sure the denomination yet, but when we hit it, I'm going to eat hot dog eclairs.
Stop. I'm
not joking.
I know, that's why I'm calling the police.
We found a recipe. The wife's going to make hot dog eclairs. It's going
You have to be stopped. I'm doing a donation goal to literally
I can't be stopped.
Pez.
I can't.
You have to. He can't keep getting away with this.
Listen, I got a tattoo for the Jimmy Fund. I'm eating hot dog eclairs, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Gosh, God, this is like literal degenerate behavior.
Yep.
Also, can you do one where you leak your stream key? Because you don't stream anymore. Sure. Just like, yeah, if we hit $5,000, I'll post my
we hit $5,000. I'll
stream
key. My stream key. I don't care. What do I care? I'm not even an affiliate anymore. I'll raffle that thing off, dude. I'll raffle my stream key off. We hit $5,000. I will shave my face and raffle off my stream key. I do not care.
Our listener in Australia who hates your accent is gonna be like, "Oh no, I'm about to stream a dingo on."
Because I'm so dark and twisted.
All right, folks. Well, thank you very much. Don't look forward to that. And we'll talk to you soon, and we'll see some of you.
We will.